is also available online. Over to you, Professor Dutta.
Thank you, Juhi, Professor Juhi Pathak. And hello, everyone. Good evening. I would like to thank Sharda University and Global Media Education Conclave to provide me with this viable platform to speak on this extremely pertinent subject, potential and impediments of Indian regional cinema. So I'm happy that of late people are discovering cinemas other than Hindi cinema. And we have always, as critics, we have always encouraged the other language cinema. As you know that I am editing a book on Indian regional cinema currently. So for me, this regional cinema, the whole term is a misnomer. There are cinemas of India, and a Tamil cinema is also an Indian cinema as much as a Hindi cinema. So these are cinemas being produced in various languages, and that which truly represent the quintessence of Indian culture, that is heterogeneous as well as diverse. Without understanding a cinema from Assam, Manipur, Gujarat, Kerala, and Bengal, one cannot really claim to know the intricacies of Indian culture. Of late, because of this wider distribution system and multiplex culture, we get to watch all kinds of cinemas coming from all corners of the country. They are coming with subtitles to capture wider market. For many years, Tamil, Telugu language cinemas are being dubbed into Hindi and other languages and being hugely appreciated within India and also in abroad. I want to mention specifically about Bengali film industry. From 1980s onwards, we witnessed a lull period in Bengal in terms of its cinema. From 90s onwards, a breed of young filmmakers started being inspired by mainly Tamil and Telugu commercial blockbusters, and they adapted these films as well as popularized the trend. In 2008, a film directed by Raj Chakraborty, who is currently the director of Calcutta International Film Festival, and this film was also his debut film. It's called Chirodini Tumi Je Amar, You Are Eternally Mine. That was taken from 2004 Balaji Shaktivel's film Kadal. This remained one of the highest grossing Bengali films in Tollywood since the 1990s. This phenomenal success kind of revamped the dying industry. In sharp contrast to the hegemonic monolithic Hindi film industry, the other language cinemas of India offer a fresh perspective towards the myriad issues happening around us, newer aesthetics, and impressive narratives. So much so that Bollywood has begun dubbing them as well as copying them. Most recent instance would be Nagraj Manjule's Marathi film Sairat 2016 that has been remade in Hindi as titled Dhadak. Karan Johar has bought this right from Nagraj. Internationally, as always, these other language cinema more than Hindi films saved our face time and again. In almost all big festivals in the last few years, it is either a Malayalam film, for example, Shonal Kumar Shashidharan's much controversial Sexy Durga, winning Hivo's Tiger Award in Rotterdam in 2017, or Pebbles by Vinataraj, Tamil film, in the same festival in 2021, have starred the international film festival market. Sairat receiving standing ovation in 66th Berlin International Film Festival in 2016 is another glaring example. Rima Dash, a female filmmaker from Assam, won numerous awards for her films Bulbul Can Sing in 2018 and Village Rockstars in 2017. With the proliferation of streaming platform, access to these films challenged the monopoly of Bollywood so much so that the Hindi film industry changed their pattern of storytelling to remain viable. Foreign market accelerated the growth of these industries. Recently, Bahubali gained huge response overseas, yet the distribution system of Bollywood is much more wider than the regional, the other language film industry. Because of this OTT platform, these films are being watched more and more across the country. Yet it is being seen by mostly urban educated class who can afford the OTT platforms, which are pretty expensive and have a high internet connectivity. They can only enjoy these films. A newer kind of content and technicalities have been manufactured to woo these sort of audience. Even then, these OTT platforms pursue industry bigwigs rather than independent filmmakers to make content for their platform. While looking for films to purchase, a few corporate honchos are deciding the fate of these small budget films in other languages with hardly any knowledge of films. Profit making is the sole motive of this business, and language is secondary here. Otherwise, the immensely popular Telugu film Pushpa featuring Allu Arjun wouldn't have been dubbed into so many languages. Almost more than half of the Indian population have watched and appreciated this film recently. Besides the commercial other language cinema, it is the independent films in various languages that truly reflected the mixed milieu of the country. Globally, India has always been and taken seriously for filmmakers like Ray, Ghatak, Adur Gopalakrishnan, and Girish Kasaravalli for their kinds of cinema. Recent times during pandemic, where there has been a spike in regional language streaming, non-Bollywood has come out in a better shape. Most of the regional films have taken a major plunge into digital premieres. Malayalam films like Drishyam has been picked up by Bollywood for having its own kind of own Hindi version. As regional films, be it in commercial popular or art house cinema, experimenting a lot and willingly taking risky bets, Bollywood's dominance may get cut down to size. All these big digital platforms eyeing for their regional language acquisition in a massive scale, several opportunities have opened up for regional language films. Media experts pointed out that there have been an estimated 180 to 200 million active monthly users of the OTTs that has yet significantly been lower than their potential market. Hence, there is bound to be more growth, and I would like to believe that with this growth, regional films will get a boost due to the streaming service. I see lots of possibilities. The way OTT served this purpose of regional commercial films may not yet act as a boon for the independent small filmmakers. Even within the paradigm of OTT world, hierarchies exist. In the last few years, outstanding regional films like Nasir by Arun Karthik, Eb Eli Oop by Pratik Vats, Assamese film from Bhaskar Hajarika, Jallikattu, the Malayalam film by Lijo Pelisseri, The Great Indian Kitchen by Geo Baby, Disciple Chaitanya Tamhane, which is a Marathi film, Loktak Lairembe, Hauban Pavan Kumar, which is a Manipuri film, and Mandela Tamil film, and Lina Manimekla's Madhati, won our hearts and provided tough competition to Hindi film industry. So I always have seen a lot of possibilities for the other language cinema rather than the stereotypical Hindi language film. And these cinemas are showing immense potential in its growth, only with more and more fiscal support from the state, which is in decline. Unfortunately, media and good deal of promotion, it may push this trajectory of Indian films further locally as well as globally. Thank you.